Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. All wow, what a crowd! This is exciting. Good morning, everybody. This is our good morning coffee chat, our good morning Veendam show.
Yes, it is.
So this show is obviously shown throughout the ship throughout the day, and basically we just kind of talk about things that are happening and what's going on.
What's happening? What's going on?
I have no idea. That's why I was asking you.
Oh, well, I got some napkin folding coming up soon.
Well,
I
we knew
know.
That, we knew that.
Yeah.
This is Melissa. She's your party planner on board,
Hello.
and I'm Eric. I'm your cruise director. And let's see. Yeah, this is our big. We've been doing this now for a couple weeks now. It's a little project we're trying out.
It's been a little fun.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Something new and different.
And we
I
also
like
do
that.
a couple more during the week, and we have guests on the other days. So, and
who do we have on the lineup this week? Do we know?
This week we're gonna. We have Mark Roden, the nautical trainer for Holland America, and then as always, our final day is always a surprise.
A surprise guest, meaning?
I haven't planned it yet.
That's what I
Not
figured.
that organized. No, actually, it was going to be our environmental officer, but he's leaving us. He's leaving us in Roatan.
Oh.
So yeah, that'll be intriguing.
I'm
All
sure
right,
we can find someone good.
Exactly. Well, and this is of course our New Year's cruise.
Oh my goodness
This
gracious.
is New Year's already.
You're right. I cannot believe it's another new year.
It
I
just
barely
flies by.
got used to writing 2008 because I rarely ever write anything
know.
down with this kind of job.
Exactly.
All my bills are paid online. I never write out a check. I can't remember any time I needed to sign 2008. So
It's very peculiar, yeah. But yeah, it's getting ready to be 2009. We're gonna have the big black and white ball that will take place.
Oh, good. I have the right colored
there
dress.
There you go. In the Rubens Lounge with the Howcats band playing. And
Will the
of course-
captain be there?
Of course, yeah. The captain will be there, and we'll also
perfect.
have all these senior officers in their white uniforms, and then we'll also have another party that'll be going on at the same time up in the Crow's Nest.
And
So
this will be New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it'll be New Year's Eve.
Perfect.
Yeah, New Year'sEve. That's the big party.
Okay.
And of course, everybody knows this is we have damn dollars that we collect along the way.
And this
Everybody.
is a damn dollar event.
It is. This is a damn dollar
And I'm sure the
event.
people here are here only because they know it's a damn dollar
Show
event.
of hands. How many people are here for your damn dollar?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
all of you.
yes,
Terrific.
everyone.
Yeah, I'd guess that, but that's okay. That's
That is
just
okay.
fine. We don't mind bribing you to make you be our audience. We're just fine with that. But yeah, actually, we've got a couple of. Obviously, this isn't a damn dollar event, and
Yep.
then we've also got
You've got
one.
trivia
I got
coming up?
trivia later on today, which is at 10:30, which is also a damn dollar.
And
event.
any kind of sporting event. It could be something like bowling on the Wi-Fi or
Sure,
the Wii
yeah.
or whatever
Sports
it's
of
called.
Call, any more sports
Yes.
of call events. A lot of our trivias are also those as our sports of call events as well, or rather damn dollar events. But your events never are. But you have
No.
you have two coming up this morning, even before we reach Key West.
Absolutely, I do. But you don't get damn dollars for learning how to do the napkin folding.
You just
or
get wisdom.
You get wisdom. And you don't get damn dollars for coming to cooking shows or cooking classes. You get free
Unfortunately not.
food. That's what you get.
Yeah.
And recipe cards. So.
Even better than damn dollars. Free food.
I
that's
think
going
so.
on. So what are your two events this morning?
This morning I'm going to teach you how to set up a first-class table. You know, turn the wow factor into your ordinary tables at home. And I'm also going to teach how to do some napkin folding, candlesticks, roses, I should say flowers inside of vases, and all kinds of fun little frilly things that it's, you add the wow factor to someone's table at home. So.
And then, of course, like I said, you're going to do the napkin folding.
Yes,
right?
yes. Have you ever done that?
No.
No?
No, I usually try to get a napkin and I try to fold it, my big decoration is kind of a rectangle.
Yeah, so yours is the paper napkin.
Pretty much,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Pull those
yeah.
out of the plastic, lay those babies down, maybe roll up some plastic silverware in it, make it look really classy.
That's the way we do it at my house as well.
Yeah.
But when I went home last time to visit my mother, I brought out all her linen napkins that she never uses and I'm not sure has ever used.
Right.
And so we did napkin folding at home, and she felt so proud because finally there was something I could teach her after all these years, college education, got a degree in theater. She always said, well, what are you going to do with this? And I have never once used that degree in theater. Nobody's ever said, oh, do you have a degree?
Exactly.
Never.
I have a degree in theater as well.
Do
It's
you
acting,
really?
directing,
Oh, good.
choreography minor.
I'm a dance minor.
Are you?
Yes.
And I know I can't dance.
I
I've
can't
never
dance a
actually seen you
lick,
dance,
yeah.
but that's the funny thing. And the thing is that as long as no one's ever asked me,
Do you have a degree?
Do you have a degree? Well, I mean, obviously, but you're a cruise director, so it's not exactly.
Yes.
Can I see your degree? Can I see your certificates?
No,
but there's
but-
actually people that come out now to do this job, and they say, I went to school to be a cruise director.
Really?
And I'm like, what?
How could you go to school
There's
to
a
be a cruise
university
director?
that does this?
That's strange.
But apparently it's like part of a hospitality program at hotels where you can actually be, recreation activities directors, ship coordinators and.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's actually a degree program out there somewhere, which is kind of scary.
That is very strange.
It's like name tag 101.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
How to shave your head.
Yeah.
That's always important.
You did you learned a good job doing that. Yeah,
I
yeah.
did.
I wanted to say when we were talking about the theater thing, basically when you have a theater degree, the only thing you're ever getting hired for is talent, the way you look,
Right.
how tall you are, how thin, how fat, how whatever. It's never about anything with substance. It's just appearance, looks, you know.
And
all that.
ultimately, when you go to those auditions, no matter if you've gone to school or not,
No.
as long as you can do the job, that's all
if
they
you're
care
talented,
about, so.
that's when you get it.
Exactly.
And so,
I mean, you're only going to have to worry about that if you start teaching. But
yes,
you know,
that's
here's,
true.
you know, I was reading the the little our expansive newspaper we have on board.
Oh, yes.
All 4 pages. And the
You've got it,
and,
yes.
and the paragraph of each story, which fills you in completely, I'm sure. But it's a good way to kind of keep up. It's hard for us because we have no idea what's going on in the
We
world.
really don't. If it's not on CNN, we don't know what's going on because we have no live channels on our television.
Well, I mean, you're relatively new to this industry.
Oh,
I
yes.
was on cruise ships back in the early '90s, and back then, I mean, I was on ships that were built in the '50s. So there was no internet. There was no internet on the ships. There was no cable. There was no satellite. It was basically whatever movie they threw in the VCR and played in your room. There was like 3 channels. And I was over in Europe. It was the first ship I was ever on. And I'd been there for 6 months. And then all of a sudden, the captain comes over the loudspeakers and says, and everybody remember the OJ trial? Everybody remember the OJ trial?
Oh, yes,
OJ
yes.
found not guilty. And I'm like, what? What did OJ do? I just completely missed it.
Yeah,
I mean,
we miss a lot of events.
Yeah, we do.
People usually say, "Oh, but you already know about that," and I'm like, "No, my gosh, are you kidding me?"
It took us a week to find out that it snowed in Vegas.
Yes,
the crazy
that's
5
true.
inches of snow that dropped in Vegas.
That's true.
But I was looking at the newspaper this morning, so I'm
Yes.
gonna. A couple things that drove me crazy this morning when I was looking at the newspaper. One, remember when Oprah had her book club, the whole thing with Oprah
of
and her
course.
book club? She selected this one book and brought this guy on and talked about what an amazing story it was, a love story of a lifetime. The story was that he had met his wife at a prison camp. And she had been disguised as a Christian girl neighbor, and she was throwing him apples. And they met as children. And then some 20 years later, they met at Coney Island on a blind date, and it was her that fell in love and got married. And it was this great book.
Yeah.
And she said it was the love story of a lifetime. Finally turns out it was complete fiction.
Oh.
The gentleman had made the story up. It wasn't true at all. And this is the second time it's happened to Oprah. She's Oprah.
She picks the stories that
Exactly, but she's Oprah.
Yeah.
I mean, she has more money than than the Pope. I mean, she should be able to go out and find out if these stories are true or not.
Yeah.
And Oprah was deceived.
Wow.
The Oprah.
The Oprah.
Which is just disturbing.
Which I haven't seen her on TV in 2 years now. I feel like I live in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it's true. I haven't seen Oprah.
I have no idea what's happened.
Is Oprah okay?
Is she?
Oprah-
She's fat again?
That's all right. So am I.
Bless
So it's okay.
her.
Oprah and
She
I.
works too hard.
200 pounds. Well, that's the.
Going on a diet though.
She's going on a diet, you say? New Year's
That's her,
diet.
yeah.
Well,
wow.
Oprah and I's waist size kind of floats back and forth together. So, actually, and then the other thing I was reading, and are you a sports fan at all? Any interest in
absolutely
sport?
not.
Absolutely
Nope,
not.
nope.
But
Sports,
but
huh?
still,
What?
this stuff is still kind of, it's amazing when you
Okay.
start looking at these numbers. Okay, the New York Yankees, for years and years, you had George Steinbrenner. He was the owner of the Yankees, and he would just spend money. So lots and lots of money. So much money, he would just constantly try to buy a world championship.
Okay.
So now his sons have taken over, and you think,
Oh.
okay, maybe some fiscal responsibility. During this year, during this offseason, they have signed 3 players.
Okay.
Combination between the 3 players is $420 million over the lifetime of their contracts.
What?
3 players, CeCe Sabathia, A.J. Burnett, and Mark Teixeira. $80 million just for A.J. Burnett. And some teams will have less than an $80 million payroll for the entire year for all their players.
Wow.
Isn't that insane?
That is what when you hear about the car industry falling
Exactly.
apart and everybody's losing jobs, nobody has money, can't pay mortgages, and then
so no buyout.
$80 million.
No buyout for Major League Baseball.
No way.
Absolutely
Where's
not.
that
No
money
buyout.
coming from anyway?
I have no idea. But I
Strange.
mean, obviously, it's a big market and everything. And then the Dolphins, of course, they went from last to first. But most importantly, I am from Detroit, and I am so proud to say the Detroit Lions went 0-16 this year.
Boy.
I'm so proud. And that's the football team, and that is wow.
Oh, and 16
that,
means?
That means they lost every game.
Oh, out of 16. 0 out of 16.
And the only other team that's ever done that was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they were 0 and 14. Yes, and we took your record, all the Tampa folks here. 0 and 16, but Tampa still has the record because they lost a record 27 games in a row between 2 seasons.
Oh my goodness.
So, and the Lions only have a 17-game losing streak thus far.
And it looks like no matter if they win or lose, they're getting paid pretty good
I know,
dollars,
that's what I'm trying to figure out here. You know, yeah, $420 million between 3 players. When I played baseball in high school, at one point, I had to choose between doing theater or being a catcher on the high school baseball team. And, you know, doing theater meant I got to hang out with a lot more girls.
Oh, that's
so
true.
I thought, well, I'll just go and do the theater. So I went and did the theater, and I think I may have made a poor decision.
Yes, you could have been a bad player and never won a game and been making a couple $1 million.
Minimum salary, like the average minimum salary for a baseball player is like $1 million. Wow. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
That is not the average minimum salary for a cruise director.
I was going to say, a cruise director, not even close.
Nope, not at all. Or if you played for Tampa Bay. Yeah, they don't pay a lot. But yeah, their entire team's budget is probably $60 or $70 million, and that's less than this one player got booked for. So that's crazy to me. So we'll get off that since I know how much you love sports.
I love it.
Today, big day.
Yes.
Key West.
I love Key West.
It is a fantastic port.
It is so fun there.
It really is. And I mean, we're going to get in about 11:30 is when we're hoping to pull in and dock, and we're going to be docking once again at Mallory Square.
And that's the perfect location. Nice. Yes.
Because there are a bunch of different choices of places that you can dock in Key West. You can dock the 2 different Mallory Square locations, and then there's another one that they call it's a Navy Pier.
It's in the Navy. Yeah.
We call it Navy Pier, and you actually have to take these shuttle buses actually into town. It's a little bit less convenient, obviously.
Takes a bit of time, but we don't have to do that today.
No, literally where we're going to dock, you're going to be able to walk off the ship, and you'll be about 2 blocks away from the center of downtown. You'll be about 2.5 blocks away from Sloppy Joe's, which is the restaurant that of course the bar that Ernest Hemingway loved, and. But hopefully it's going to be nice weather today. We'll be right there on Mallory Square. We arrive at 11:30. We should be cleared by 11:45 or so.
Yes, always by 12 noon at least.
Yeah, and then the guests just walk right off, and they're in town, and they rent their go-karts, and they...
There's the conch train you can take as well. It takes you all over the city.
The
nice
trolley and the train. There's the Audubon House. There's Hemingway House. There's the Etosha Museum.
And there's Hard Rock Cafe. I don't know why, but I always find myself going there. And I know it's in every city that I've ever lived in, always, but I still get like a little girl and just want to go to Hard Rock Cafe.
A taste of local cuisine, the Hard Rock Cafe. Well, actually, you know, I told this story before, but it's actually a very funny story. We had our travel guide on the Oosterdam, and we were going to Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, and Cabo San Lucas. And of course, she's supposed to be telling you about exciting places in the ports of call to go and visit. And bless you, by the way. And she said, and it was her second week on board, and she said, and then someone asked her, you know, any local restaurants we should go to, and she said, well, there's this really good restaurant in Puerto Vallarta, and I've gone there 2 weeks in a row, and they have this amazing tilapia sandwich. It's so delicious. And the name of the restaurant is Bubba Gump's. And I said, Bubba Gump's, they have those everywhere. I mean, have you ever heard of Forrest Gump? She's like, oh, yeah. I said, well, that's not a Mexican restaurant. She's like, it's not? I was like, no, that's Forrest Gump.
We get excited about things we're familiar with and
Well, actually,
ports.
when we go into Costa Maya, right there in the terminal area in Costa Maya, you can buy Hard Rock Costa Maya T-shirts.
Yeah, T-shirts, but not the food.
Yeah, that's true, which is really what you're upset about.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love their hamburgers.
Well, I mean, and the thing is, it's like we were talking about Key West. It's just a great port. There's so many things you can do, so many things you can see.
Shopping.
Absolutely.
Lots of shopping.
Other side of the island, you can hop in a cab if you're a beach goer. You can hop in a cab and go to the other side of the island, go to Smathers Beach, which is a beautiful public beach, where they literally bring in millions and millions and millions and millions of pounds of Bahamian sand every year. Yeah. And it's just this beautiful white sand beach. Whenever a hurricane comes through, they go back to the Bahamas, get more sand. Go get it. Drop it off there, and it's a beautiful beach. Nice. So it's a great place to go. You can hop in a cab, and I'll take you right over there. It's a 2-by-4 mile island, so
yeah, you can't get too lost.
I lived there for a few years.
You did.
And when I was living there, I never owned a car. I just owned a bike because it's a 2-by-4 mile island.
Yeah.
The only downside was when it rained, you know.
Then you only had a bike.
Well, the thing is, and Key West, the nice thing is rain is an excuse to be late.
Ah.
You can just say, oh, I was trying to get there, but it was raining.
Seems like a really laid-back city.
It is. It's very laid back, very relaxed. But anyway, you're going to have a great day today in Key West, and if you have nothing else scheduled to do, at the end of your day, They do what is called they call the Duval crawl, which is at the you can't figure out anything else to do. You just start at one end of Duval and just go from bar and restaurant, and by the end you're doing literally the Duval crawl. You'll just crawl all the way back to the ship.
There's live music all down that street as well.
And then right at sunset they have what's called the Sunset Celebration down at
This is
Mallory Square.
so great. Yes,
Where they have all sorts of they have all sorts of street performers. They'll have jugglers. They'll have escape artists. They will have clowns, magicians, all sorts of crazy acts out there.
Yes.
And my favorite guy, if you can find him, he has trained house cats. Trained domestic cats, and they jump through hoops. And
he is not kidding. I'm just
true.
agreeing that it was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
And when I was there years and years ago, his lead cat was named Piggy, and he is from I think he's from I don't know where he's from. Maybe from Austria, but he has this kind of quirky little accent. And when he would want the cat to jump through the flaming hoop, which is the big finale, he would scream, "Piggy, jump!" But now his lead cat, I think Piggy may have gone on to his cat reward in the sky.
Or might have burned up and...
Oh, yeah, you never know. Well, actually, the name of the new lead cat is Smokey.
Smokey. Oh.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
So he's like, Smokey!
And he really isn't kidding. These are little kitty cats.
House
cats that you have at home that you love and you pet. And they jump through rings of fire. It is unbelievable.
They're not happy about it.
No, they sit there and they're like...
And the tails are just going...
Yes.
But you can tell they're not happy about it, but they do it. So you think to yourself, he must really
love those.
Spend a lot of time with these cats to get them to do things. If he could, it would really prove it to me is if he could have one of them swim. If you could have the cat swim, you'd be like, okay, yeah, you really do love your cats.
Oh,
if they're going to
Eric.
swim for you, but jumping through a flaming hoop, that goes against everything cats believe.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
But they hop over each
but
other.
It is
and
such
it's
a fun sight for us to watch anyway. And depending on which part of Mallory Square we're parked on here with the ship, you can even watch it from the ship, which is really fun. But if not, you can always just go over to the square. And then to get to our ship is just like a block away. It's no big deal.
All aboard is at 6 o'clock. We ask you to be on a few minutes before that, because literally at 6 o'clock we're going to try to pull that gangway up so we can make our way on to Belize City. In the meantime, it's nice seeing you as always.
Oh, Eric.
Fine morning.
It's nice to see you.
It's a nice Key West morning. You're going to be leaving us at the end of this week.
I am leaving at the end of the week.
This will
my
be
contract's up.
This is our final Key West morning talk show.
Oh, let me wipe my tear.
I know, it's hurtful. But we'll be back tomorrow.
Okay.
And tomorrow we'll be doing, we'll have our special guest. We'll have Mark Roden with us. And Mark will be talking about what it's like to be a nautical trainer, navigation trainer, and also some exciting things that are going on in his life as well.
Tomorrow's a big day as well.
It is.
Sea days, we pack in so many different activities for you to do that you really can't get it all done. So we have cooking shows on my end. We have cooking shows, cooking classes that you can sign up for at the front desk. There's also wine tastings and mixology martini classes. There's a lot to do. And then there's all your stuff.
All the entertainment activities,
tons
sports
of
and call
entertainment
events, trivia events, all sorts of things throughout the day.
Travel guide is talking.
Exactly. Travel guide will be talking as well. So just pick and choose what you want to do. You kind of have to get the daily schedule and get your pen out and mark, okay, now I go here and here and here.
Yes.
And then that will bring you on up to the captain's big farewell toast, or big welcome aboard toast.
He's got a lovely toast. And most of the time you can take photos with the captain that night as well. So
absolutely. Depending on the weather, if he has to run up to the bridge.
Yes.
And then a great show. So.
Yeah.
But in the meantime,
things are good.
Yeah, it's a good day. And we had a great show for you tonight. So later on tonight, make sure you come back on board. The show tonight is our Veendam Singers and Dancers.
Oh, good.
And a show called Hits of Broadway. Costumes by Mackey.
Yeah, it's
and
very good.
all the costumes are designed by Bob Mackey, and it's a great show if you love Broadway tunes. Our singers and dancers are fantastic on board. So
they really
in the meantime, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Have a great day on board the beautiful Veendam.
Thank you.